Hi, Jillian. I just want to say congratulations on your new account executive role. You're doing such a great job, and I just wanted to give you some advice on sales calls and help you in the future. I want to first explain the sales cycle and how it has three main points. The discovery phase, and that's the focus on you. So you do your research, and this is where you focus on what you want out of that call. So during the early sales calls in the sales cycle, which is the discovery phase, the goal for the stakeholders is to find the benefits of the product and the best solution for their problems. So you, Jillian, your goal at the early sales calls in the sales cycle is to define those benefits and values for that buyer. This is why the questions are super important, and you can find those challenges in the discovery phase. So the next is the presentation phase, and that's the focus on the buyer and their wants and needs. And then after that, it's the evaluating phase, which is where you do something to show that you actually care, and you make sure that you're keeping in touch with them and reach for an agreement. The sales cycle can vary in time. It all depends. Every prospect is different, and they can all be in different phases of the sales cycle. So one might take longer in a specific phase, depending on the type of products or the services being sold and the nature of the industry. So there are four components to a sales call: the approach, the discovery, the presentation, and the close. So during the approach, this is where you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to build a rapport, and when you're going to get the buyer's attention, and you're going to set an agenda. The purpose of this is to develop a connection and create comfort, credibility, and value. All right, and the second stage is the discovery, or the needs identification phase. And you're going to find the strategic use of questions to uncover the prospects or customers' needs and wants. So these questions should not be easily found on their online or past interactions. It should come from the prospect's head. So you should be able to take into account that a salesperson should talk significantly less. So keep in mind that they're going to be talking like 60% of the time. And on average, you're going to find 2.3 needs. So therefore, you're going to find at least 2 needs when you ask your questions. And these are going to be open-ended questions, Jillian. So you're going to focus on circumstances, challenges, consequences, and values. Here, Jillian, let me find the needs for you to buy an iPhone, for example. So I'm going to ask you the purpose of your iPhone, right? And then the problems you face, what happens if you don't fix those problems, and the value of you getting a new iPhone. And then, so in that presentation phase, after finding those needs and wants in the discovery phase, you'll now present a customized solution. You will present them a value proposition, which are statements that emphasize unique benefits of your product. This is where you're going to give them recommendations to achieve the proposed solution. And last, every sales call ends with a close. You will be asking the buyer for commitment. And here I ask you, Jillian, to be confident in yourself. I want to share 5 important tips that I wish I learned in the beginning of my career. So 1, define the number of stakeholders that you have in the beginning of the phase. That number can grow as you go along that cycle. It's important that you write it all out so that you know what you need to focus your energy on. And the second, define those number of steps you need to go through in the sales cycle. This will be the agenda of your sales cycle. So you have to have a clear-cut goal. Make sure, third, that you approach or review the meeting goals and establish preparedness of professionalism. 4, make sure you keep in touch with them. And 5, make sure that the subject line in your emails are just very important in the rapport building. Thanks, Jillian.